Hello and welcome back to the High Altitude Investing live stream. In today's live stream, we're going to be talking a little bit about the different potentials coming in the market, whether we're going to have a little bit of a pullback leading up to the election, and kind of what could happen with crypto post-election, pre-election, and really just everything that's happening in the world right now. So it's going to be a really good live stream today. I've got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. Super excited about the charts. As you guys know, we mainly trade charts here on High Altitude Investing. So we're mainly going to be focused on the charts today. The election stuff is just to help kind of associate it with something so that people have an idea of what could happen over the next few weeks. But we really don't put a lot of sway on anything but the charts here. So yeah, it should be fun. Super excited. Let's go ahead and share this link with everybody on Twitter and on my Discord so that you guys can get, excuse me, so that you guys can get some links here going. Yeah, it's going to be a good day. Super excited. And yeah, we'll get started here. So, happy week, everybody. Hope you've had a good week. Hope you've been enjoying your week and everything. Excuse me. Let me drink some water. Hold on. So yeah, it's going to be a good day. Let's talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin first and foremost here. On TradingView, let's pull up the chart here and do a little BTC analysis. All right, so as you can see, Bitcoin did go all the way up to about 73K. Then we pulled back down to around 69K. So the big question now, what is Bitcoin going to do? Is Bitcoin going to drop further? Is Bitcoin going to find support and break out? That's kind of the big question on a lot of people's minds right now. Overall, I think a lot of people are leaning bullish right now. A lot of people are expecting a big move in the market. But I do see some people that are still calling for Bitcoin to crash, to fall below 50K, and start to head down towards like 28K or 30K. So let's talk about that. What could happen here with Bitcoin? Now we did hit a major resistance level up here at around 73K. As you can see, Bitcoin broke all the way up to this resistance level. This is our previous old all-time high, and we did not quite break above that level. If you zoom into the chart here, you're going to see that Bitcoin did not break above this level. In fact, it got really, really close to the old all-time high and started to pull back right here. It did not successfully break that old all-time high level. So now people are kind of wondering, are we going to pull back a little bit lower here? Are we going to drop down to a new local low? Are we going to push up through resistance and find support really close here? There's kind of a lot of uncertainty in a lot of people's minds as to what's going to happen in the markets. I have a pretty good idea of what I think is going to happen. And so let's talk about that. Now, I'm not going to get into exact prices because technically this is a VIP call. In the Lifetime VIP, I posted a signal basically showing everybody what I thought Bitcoin was going to do. And I actually posted that signal right here, talking about how I thought in the short term we could have a little bit of a pullback here at resistance. And we've started to see that take place already over the past few days. Now, what I kind of think could happen here with Bitcoin is actually we could drop a little bit lower. It doesn't have to. We have a lot of momentum here, a lot of excitement, a lot of people that are buying Bitcoin, a lot of people getting excited about the market because it did hold this lower support level. And then when it came down to this support level, it held that area as well. So I believe Bitcoin could pull back a little bit here in the short term. But what I don't believe will happen, and I think a lot of people that are bearish are looking for this scenario, A lot of people that are bearish are looking for a support failure, for Bitcoin actually to completely reject up here and see a double top pattern and basically come back down and fill these lower support levels like this and to go for a new low. I believe we're going to see something different than that. I believe Bitcoin will continue to see a lot more upside. I think what's going to happen here is we're actually going to see something more like this, where Bitcoin does potentially pull back a little bit further here in the short term. Not a lot, but a little bit further over the next week or so. And then Bitcoin finds support. And again, I'm not going to talk about exact price points that I think it's going to go because it's still an active trade in the VIP area. So shout out if you're a lifetime VIP because you guys know exactly what I'm looking for here on Bitcoin. But I do think Bitcoin could potentially pull back a little bit lower here, find support, and then start to turn back around and break resistance. So this is a pretty big area of resistance in the sense that it's the old all-time high, and a lot of people kind of want it to just straight moon. A lot of people are expecting price to just completely break out, and it definitely could. Don't get me wrong. Price could find support right where we're at and break out and push right up through resistance. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit more of a pullback over here over the next week or so, just a little bit. Then we find support down here where there's a lot of support in this area right here, this whole chunk of support down here, which is super thick and very, very substantial. So I think we could pull back to that area where there's a little bit more of a substantial support level and then push up through major resistance. So that's kind of my view. I don't take the perma-bearish approach. Like some people are super bearish on Bitcoin. They don't have their head on straight. They think that price is basically just going to double top up here and fail all of these support levels and break to a new local low, like below this level right here. I don't see it in the chart. I think Bitcoin is super bullish, and the crypto space as a whole, by the way, I think is super bullish. So I don't see that in the chart. What I think is going to happen is a little bit of a pullback because of this major area of resistance up here. There's a lot of resistance here, a lot of resistance here, a lot of resistance here, and even some resistance here, even though we broke above it. So it's possible for us to pull back a little bit lower to this area down here, somewhere in this area, where there's a lot more support on Bitcoin, and then we can turn around and start to go higher. So that's kind of my view on Bitcoin. I do think the market looks super bullish right now, and in the bigger picture, the name of the game is definitely to be bullish on Bitcoin, to be buying more, to be holding on, and to be playing this long. I don't see an opportunity to try to short this thing. We just barely broke through these local resistance levels, even though we could go below them again for a minute. I just don't see a lot of opportunity to try to go short here, and I definitely don't play this in the terms of some people that are trying to just call a top up here. I think those guys are crazy. I don't think they're viewing this market the way that the charts are really showing, and I think they might be a little bit surprised when Bitcoin does break above the old all-time high and start to take off. So that's kind of my view on Bitcoin. Super, super good looking chart. I love the setup here on Bitcoin. The other thing that we do see here, by the way, is an inverse head and shoulders pattern. So you can see right here, there's a left shoulder, then we have our head down here, and we have our right shoulder here. And we did break bullish out of this pattern, and we have not reached the target for that pattern yet. But that doesn't mean that price can't pull back a little bit and then go up to the target, right? Just because we haven't reached a target does not mean that the price can't pull back a little bit here. But it does mean that it is likely to go higher over the period of the next, after we pull back a little bit here on Bitcoin. It does mean we're very likely to go higher to actually reach the target for this inverse head and shoulders pattern. But it doesn't mean that we can't pull back a little bit along the way up. And again, everybody everybody's going to view the market a little bit differently, and the people that have the actual tools to trade this thing and know what they're talking about, they're going to see it a little bit more accurately than other people. And for me personally, I think that people that are bearish down here, or that are bearish and expecting a support failure down here, don't know what the chart is showing. They're just a little bit perma-bearish, and they don't expect crypto to be a big bull market. So because of that, these people, they're not expecting a big bull market on crypto. So they're basically looking for any reason to call a top. Oh, look, we're up here at resistance. We're probably going to drop to a new low. When really you should be focused on the fact that Bitcoin has broken out, that we have an inverse head and shoulders pattern. We have a rounded bottom here on Bitcoin as well. And really this is looking very strong. The market's looking super strong. But because of this rounded bottom, it's possible for us to form a bit of a cup and handle pattern here. So again, Bitcoin could pull back just a little bit here over the next week or two, something like this, come down into that handle of the cup and handle, and then break out and start a big bull market and break the old all-time high. So that's my view, okay? That's what I think Bitcoin's going to do. It could hold support. I think it's more likely we pull back a little bit here, just a little bit further, find a little bit more of a stronger support level, and then break out and make a bit of a handle here for the cup and handle pattern. But overall, I'm bullish, and I'm definitely not trying to call tops up here like I see some people doing. And I'm trying not to be overly bullish because I do see a lot of people just showing lines of it just going straight up. I'm somewhere in the middle here for Bitcoin. I think it could pull back a little bit over the next week or two, but overall the market's super bullish, and I think we're going to have a big bull market coming in crypto in general, including Bitcoin, and that's kind of my view here on the daily candlesticks. So yeah, welcome everybody. Good to see you guys tuning in. My friend, I hope it's going to start soon. Got Bitcoin Cash, Filecoin, XRP, SLP, and Loon C. Okay, cool, man. Nice. I got some good holds there. Jason, let's go. Yeah, we are getting pretty exciting here in the crypto markets. We'll just put it that way. So, yeah, it's getting exciting. Let's see here. Good to see you this morning, bro. Good to see more people invested into BCH, waiting for that supermoon to 20K someday. Nice. I remember you calling for 63 support and getting crap for it. Yeah, that happens a lot. I say something that people generally disagree with, and they're like, why would you ever say that, And by the way, it did happen a lot. If we go to like the 10-day candlesticks on Bitcoin, back here when Bitcoin was worth 16K, everybody was so cynical and skeptical of a new bull market. And I was looking at the charts and I was saying, man, this looks like a perfect expanded flat correction. Like that's perfect LE wave structure. We're oversold. We're on the 786. People are freaking out. That looks like a really good buy at 16K. But when you're going against the majority, right, when you're going against the crowd that's freaking out, you're probably not going to make everybody happy. So down here at 16K, I was bullish on Bitcoin. A lot of people thought I was crazy. And then look what happened, right? And again, all through this whole period here, a lot of people were freaking out when Bitcoin tested 50K. But if you go back and watch my live streams during this period right here, I was trying to help keep everybody level-headed and say, hey, look, this is just a normal correction. Don't panic sell your coins down here at 15K. You're going to see it break out, and then you're going to have to buy higher, and you're going to wish you held on, because when you sell at a loss, or even if you sell in a dip and you're in profit, You have to buy back higher later. That's why buying the dip is so smart, right? So when you go against the crowds, you got to deal with people getting a little bit mad at you sometimes, right? Let's see here. I have $1,500 invested in my portfolio. How would you invest that today? You know, if you have $1,500 in your portfolio, then you'd probably want to go for something other than Bitcoin. I love Bitcoin. I believe in Bitcoin. I think it's going to do a lot of big things. But the thing is Bitcoin, the percentage gains are not going to be as big as altcoins. Because once that Bitcoin dominance flips like it does every cycle, basically what happens is altcoins start doing bigger percentage gains. And if you don't have like 20K to invest or 50K to invest in the market, it's probably going to be a lot more lucrative to go after some of those altcoins. Because when that flip does happen, where Bitcoin dominance starts going down, just like it does every cycle as the market really matures and the bull market goes in full force, you're going to make a lot more money that way. And for me, I trade and invest to make a profit. I believe in this stuff, but I also believe in making an honest profit in the markets. And so I don't buy something just because, hey, you know, this is the greatest technology in the world. Although I will do that sometimes. For the most part, I buy something because I believe the price of it is going to increase significantly and that I'm going to get a good return on it. So that's kind of my perspective as a technical analyst and as a trader and investor. It's not so much, okay, you know, I believe in this coin or I believe in that coin, but it's really like, okay, I believe this coin is going to do a bigger percentage gain. So that's kind of the way I look at it. I'd definitely go for some of those altcoins. Let's see here. Wrapped Dog Gang. Yes, sir. Wrapped Dog is going to go crazy. Oh, man. Iron Mike, what's up, my brother? Good to see you. Tuning in. Lifetime member, VIP, longtime viewer of my channel. Appreciate you taking some time to tune in today, man. All right. Okay, cool. So yeah, you get the point on Bitcoin. In the short term, it's definitely possible for us to pull back a little bit here, just slightly, before we push up through that resistance like crazy. It is a pretty big resistance level. And if you look at the monthly candle, we did close with a nice bullish monthly candle here, but there is a bit of a wick on top. So a lot of times what happens here when there's a bit of a wick like that is price will pull back down into the previous candle a little ways and find support. And then that next monthly candle will close bullish after it makes a pullback down to that lower support level. So a lot of times that will happen on a candlestick pattern. You get a big bullish candle, then the candle that comes directly after that, if there's a little bit of a wick on top, then price will pull back a little bit, find support, and then the next candle will also close bullish, but it'll have a wick on the bottom because price had to find support. If you don't understand candlesticks, it's pretty simple. Do a little bit of research into that this week. They're not that complicated. You just have to understand open and close. And time frames like monthly candlestick means that 1 month is worth, or one candlestick is worth a month of time, right? So super simple, super powerful, but understanding those candlesticks and some of the patterns can help you be a better investor. So yeah, this could pull back just slightly here before we really push up through that resistance. And we've got a couple different things showing that, but just don't be afraid if it does, basically. You know, don't panic sell. A bunch of people will flip bearish. It always happens, just like they did at 50K. You know, when price tested 50K, everybody flipped bearish again. So if Bitcoin does pull back a little bit before pushing up through that resistance. I'm not talking about failing 50K, right? I don't think we'll go below this level here. That's a pretty major area of support. We got a strong bullish reaction off of that level. So I really don't think we'll fail that level. But if we pull back slightly here, a lot of people are going to flip bearish. Some of your favorite YouTubers, people on Twitter, or x.com, I guess, you're going to see people flipping bearish. So don't panic sell, don't believe them. You know, they were the same people that were flipping bearish down here at 50K. Just stay focused on the bigger picture. I do think we will break above this local resistance level at some point. It could be this week. You know, it doesn't have to pull back. But if it does a little bit here, don't follow the train of people that are going to freak out and flip bearish and call double tops and get scared, right? I just don't see that being an area where we're gonna fail below this support here. So John, Steven, not sure which one it is. Let's see, John. Let's see. What do you have to say? Hi, Dallin. Please do analysis on Bitcoin meme. Thank you so much. All right, yeah, we can do that. It's a good day to be a Bitcoiner. It's a good day to be a crypto person. I think exciting things are coming in the market, and I really believe that this is going to be a big bull market where a lot of people change their life, just like 2017 and even kind of like 2021 here, but potentially even more exciting as mass adoption starts to take place here in crypto. So I think big things are coming. Let's get this verified. We'll do some analysis on Bitcoin, the meme. Boss, what's up, man? Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you tuning in. Let's see here. Bitcoin, the meme. Okay. All right. So you're talking about Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10 and new coin. Is that the one? I think it is, because you know there's a couple different tickers with the Bitcoin ticker on Deck Screener. They always make me laugh. They're so funny to me. It's just hilarious, the different tickers here. Appreciate your analysis. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, basically the way I see this here with this coin, this is the beginning of something that could be a big bull market here. You can see we got rejected pretty hardly up here and pulled all the way back down to support. But then we bounced pretty hard off of this lower support level at 10 cents. And now we're at 20 cents here. So there's about 100% gain off of those lows that we bounced pretty hard. And what this really is, this is a big accumulation pattern. So you can see price has been moving sideways inside of this range. You can see this big horizontal range here, like that. And price finally broke bullish out of that range, but it couldn't sustain the breakout, so it pulled back down into this area of support. And what you want to see here with Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic, and new coin. Oh my goodness. Crypto is so funny. You want to see this horizontal support level hold here, and basically for some type of consolidation pattern to occur, like maybe a triangle right here, and then price to break bullish out of that triangle to see more continuation. Overall, I do think we will. And the reason for this is because we did break bullish out of this range. So this accumulation pattern looks like bullish accumulation because we broke bullish out of it and we had a huge increase of volume when we did. A lot of times you don't want to buy a breakout. A lot of people say, oh, you should buy breakouts. The thing with buying breakouts is a lot of times the market pulls back down to support before pushing higher again. I could show you a bunch of examples of this, But basically, the market, when it breaks out of a resistance level, everybody starts FOMO buying. So the market has a tendency to screw those people and pull back and really shake them out of the market. So a lot of times when you get a bullish breakout like this, you do have a pullback in the market because of all those people that were FOMO buying the top, and then it really finds support and can continue to break out. So that's why I don't buy breakouts. I believe in buying dips, like down here on Bitcoin when I was posting videos, doing live streams talking about buying the dip on Bitcoin at 50K. The reason for that was pretty simple. It was purely because of the fact that buying the dip is the lowest risk and the highest reward. So you have the best ratio from a risk to rewards perspective. And again, when you buy a breakout, a lot of times it pulls back. Even Bitcoin over here, if you look at Bitcoin, we broke above this resistance level, right? When Bitcoin came up to 73K, we broke above this resistance right here. And everybody was like, oh, it's time to buy Bitcoin. The ETF on Ethereum got approved. Everything, the bull market's here. Get ready, get excited. Everybody was buying the top right here on Bitcoin. Everybody was. And then look what happened. Even though we broke above this resistance level, price came back down to support. So you have to be careful of that because it's super easy to get excited. The market can look like it's just going to just go straight up because you break a resistance level. But a lot of times the market has to come back to reality before breaking out again. And that's kind of what we see with this coin. I do think we will come back up and break above the resistance. But it's no surprise that we pulled back after breaking out because of the psychology of markets, right? So yeah. Hopefully that's helpful, John, and gives some insight on that coin. I do think it will go higher. Hello from Australia. Well, hello from Utah. Welcome to the live stream. Let's see. Would appreciate analysis on LTC and BCH. Okay, let's do this. Okay, here we go. So if you've watched any of my recent videos on LTC or BCH, this is going to be some of the same stuff. Probably not going to be crazy exciting for you in any way. You're probably just going to be like, whoa, Dallin, didn't you talk about that in your videos? Yes, I did. But I use technical analysis, so my tools are the same. The way that I look at the market is the same. That helps with consistency and understanding what's going on in the market. So I don't usually have a bunch of different things to show. I just have the same types of things to show because I'm looking for the same things. So yeah, with Litecoin here, we do see a horizontal consolidation range. You can see we've been moving sideways in this consolidation range for quite some time. So what you want to see here is a break bullish out of this range. It's very common to see this in the market, to see price move sideways inside of a consolidation range. And then what happens is you break bullish out of that range, and a lot of price action happens very quickly. And most of the time you get a big impulse wave because all of that time price has been in an indecision phase where a lot of people don't know what it's going to do. And so when it clearly decides what it's going to do, you'll get a big breakout, and then a lot of times you'll pull back to support, and then you'll build momentum again, make either a triangle or even just an ABC correction, and then start to break out again. So that'd be my view for Litecoin. We do see an ABC correction right here, which is a very common buying pattern. It's a very powerful pattern for finding opportunity to buy the dip, to buy the bottom of those big corrections, and then also to see sideways consolidation generally signifies a bottom because price won't go below a certain point. There's a lot of whales picking it up down there. There's still some selling pressure from the previous bull market where people are trying to take profit at any point where they're like, oh, I'm up a little bit, I better get out now. So there's a little bit of selling pressure. So it stays within a range because the big whales won't let it go below a certain price. They're buying at that lowest floor level. And then all of the people that bought the top are selling every time it goes up because they're like, I don't know if I'm going to ever, see it at prices up here again. So they get scared and they sell when they're in profit. So there's still some selling pressure left over. And that's what creates these consolidation ranges where price just goes like this, right? Because the whales won't let it go below the lowest level. And then all that selling pressure that's left over from people buying the top, they sell in all the pumps because they don't think it's going to break out, right? And then it breaks out, and then they're all like, man, I wish I would have held on to that thing, right? So yeah, that happens a lot. And if you look here, we'll do it like this, actually. If you look here on Litecoin, and we pull it up like this, and then we pull up Bitcoin over here on the right, you're going to see something super cool in the market here. A lot of people don't know this, but Litecoin actually looks a lot like Bitcoin back in the day, just like how I was comparing Bitcoin Cash to early day Bitcoin. If you look at Litecoin right now, it also looks a lot like early day Bitcoin. So if we pull this, what have I done here? There we go. Throwing my charts all around. There we go. Perfect. All right, so over here on the right is Bitcoin, and over here on the left is Litecoin. And what I'm kind of showing here is the correction that happened, right? You have a big impulse wave where people got super excited. Then you get a big ABC correction that pulls you all the way back down to major support. People start panic selling the bottom. Big whales have big buy orders, so it just kind of goes sideways inside of a range. Then it breaks bullish out of that range, comes back down to support, starts to pick up momentum and turn around, right? So you can see that same thing over here on Litecoin, ABC correction, horizontal range. And really what I think is going to happen as the market starts to pick up, you're going to see a lot of coins starting to take off, including some of these older coins like Litecoin. And they're going to start breaking out and they're going to start following the rest of the market. And you'll see stuff like that happen, right? Where price is breaking out of these ranges where it's been low volatility for a really long time. And as it does that, people get more excited. They're like, oh, a big bull market's coming. Money starts to come in faster and faster, and you get a big reversal. So the market paints the same patterns, like every bull market, every bear market. It paints pretty much the same patterns. And as you learn these patterns, you can start to identify them and buy early on before they make their reversal. So that'd be my view on Litecoin here. Let's see here. Altcoin season for this bull run. Yeah, I think altcoin season is soon. Like, I really do. I think altcoin season will be here very soon. If we go over to Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance has been moving up for quite some time now. And so because of that, a lot of people are like married to Bitcoin. They think Bitcoin is just going to just go up forever. And I do think Bitcoin, well, basically what happens every cycle, Bitcoin does continue to increase. Like if you go back and look at the chart, when the bull market goes in full force, Bitcoin is still increasing in value. But what happens is Bitcoin dominance starts to top out and altcoins start to move faster. And because of that, because altcoins start to move faster, Bitcoin dominance starts to go down. Even though the price of Bitcoin is increasing, Bitcoin dominance goes down, and that creates an alt season. And you can see that right here. Huge altcoin season in 2017, right? Really, really crazy, super profitable, big altcoin season in 2017. And then again in 2021, as the bull market matured, you can see altcoins started to take off. And we had an altcoin season where the price of these altcoins started moving faster than Bitcoin. And because of that, even though Bitcoin was still increasing in value, you see altcoins moving faster. That creates these big altcoin seasons, these big alt runs, right? And I think that will happen again this cycle. At some point, Bitcoin dominance will top out. We're at resistance right now. Any day, any week now, it's going to top out and we're going to see another altcoin season. And you're going to see the price of Bitcoin increase, but altcoins will move faster as people are thinking in terms of risk on. So that's kind of what I see with altcoin season. What's up, everybody? Good to see you guys tuning in. Thank you for taking your time to tune in today. DeMarcus, I am looking forward to my portfolio hitting 1 mil plus. Me too, man. And I think it will happen. I think you're going to see a big run this cycle. And I really believe a lot of people will hit those targets that they're looking for their portfolio, especially the people that kind of stuck around, that believed in crypto, that kept with it, that didn't give up, those people that continued to press forward and really trust that something bigger is coming in the market. I believe those people will make a lot of money, and I do believe the market's going to be a big, big pump this cycle for crypto as a whole. So yeah. All right, Bitcoin Cash. Somebody wanted me to do that. I was going to cover it. Then we got talking about Bitcoin dominance. Whoa, let's remove these drawing tools. Zoom out a little bit here. You have to have the chart in perspective, otherwise everything looks crazy. So yeah, Bitcoin Cash is actually a very similar thing as Litecoin that we were just talking about. The only difference is Bitcoin Cash has already started to break out of its horizontal consolidation. You can see the horizontal consolidation down here. It already broke bullish out of that, and now it's kind of stair-stepping up, breaking out, finding support, breaking out, finding support. And I do think it will find support here again and break out above this resistance level and continue on its uptrend. Let's see here. Have I looked at Xano yet? I don't think so. Unless, yeah, I don't think I've looked at this coin before. No, I haven't looked at this one before. All right, so, man, this is a crazy chart. Holy cow. So, yeah, here with Xano, we have a little bit of an uptrend forming. You can see a lot of volume coming into this, which is super good. We also have bullish continuation patterns. You can see an ascending triangle right here where price hit this resistance level up here and formed an ascending triangle. So that's a bullish continuation pattern to have this ascending triangle forming here on Xano or whatever it's called. And yeah, that shows that there's a lot of strength in the market, have a lot of volume. Increasing volume and price shows strength. So as price is increasing and volume is increasing, that shows strength in the market. And I really do think that we will see a lot more upside coming for this coin, purely based on all of this volume and based on this ascending triangle pattern, and also the fact that we broke above this resistance over here with quite a bit of conviction. But it could pull back to the support level here and then break out again like that. So just be aware it could come back down to like $6 and then break out again. But I do think this will go a lot higher. This looks really good. And I like what I see in the chart here. Let's see. Do you think Bitcoin Cash will break its all-time high this bull run? Yes, I do. I think Bitcoin Cash will break its old all-time high. I think a lot of coins will break their old all-time highs for a few different reasons. Mass adoption is one of the main reasons. Crypto has been holding out for a long time because the infrastructure for mass adoption has been being developed and big institutions have been accumulating it super cheap in preparation for mass adoption. So because of that, I do think this is the mass adoption phase for crypto. And a lot of these coins have big, massive accumulation patterns. And those big, huge accumulation patterns are a sign of mass adoption coming, because when those big patterns break out, the sky is the limit. Like when it's been accumulating for like 10 years, 8 years, some of these coins, without having like a 2017 like parabolic bull run where it just goes straight up, a lot of the market right now has been accumulated by big players in preparation for mass adoption. So I do believe Bitcoin Cash will break above its old all-time high. And yeah, it could go to 10K, 15K. You know, it could go pretty high. So, and by the way, for me personally, I know some people just think the market's going to break out and dump, but because of mass adoption, when technologies get mass adopted, they have extended cycles that last multiple years. And I think it's a strong possibility, I really believe this, that because of mass adoption, we will see a lot more of an extended cycle. So even though I don't think we're going to go to like 10K per Bitcoin Cash in like the next, year, because of a mass adoption phase and basically an extended cycle as a result of more and more people adopting the technology, the demand is going to continue to increase, and that continuation of that demand is basically going to cause the market to see a huge, huge run. It's not going to happen in like a year or 6 months like everybody on crypto Twitter thinks. Everybody thinks that we're just going to have another 4-year cycle and then dump. What I see in the charts, you guys, I see mass adoption coming in the market, and I really believe that's going to cause an extended cycle that leads to a huge increase in value over a longer period of time. So these things could go to prices that nobody expects. They could go to prices a lot of people are not watching for. Break old all-time highs, coins that people think are dead. They're like, well, it hasn't had a big run in years. Well, do you know what a multi-year accumulation pattern is? And a really, really good example of this, by the way, is NVIDIA. So if we go over to NVIDIA and then we pull up a crypto chart, you're going to kind of see what I'm talking about here with accumulation and basically what it looks like when you break out of a multi-year accumulation pattern. So let's pull up NVIDIA right here. So a lot of coins look like this. Like a lot of coins have basically been doing this. They pump up, they pull back. Then 2021 came, they pumped up, they pulled back. And people just think it's just going to pump up and then pull back again and die, right? That's what everybody's expecting. They're expecting crypto to just be this continuous sine wave that just looks like this heartbeat, and it's just going to pump in 4-year cycles till all time and eternity. And for me personally, I disagree with that. I don't view the market that way. The way I view the market is mass adoption is coming as a result of multi-year accumulation patterns. And the reason that the market is pumped and then dumped and then pumped and then dumped like that is because of a multi-year accumulation pattern with bull runs along the way, right? Because when you're accumulating, you have bull runs, and then you have a bear market, then you have a bull run and a bear market, and it makes these big multi-year accumulation patterns, and I'll show you what I mean in the chart here with XLM. XLM is a really good example of exactly what I'm talking about. Let's pull this up. We'll go to like the 10-day candlesticks and look at this. So let's pull this up like this, come like that, stretch the chart out a little bit. Okay, there we go. So if you look at NVIDIA up here on the top, and you look at stellar lumens down here on the bottom, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. Right? Everybody's just expecting another 4-year cycle. Boom, boom, dead. Right? But look what happens when markets get accumulated. NVIDIA was being accumulated through this entire period. So it had a bull market, crashed, had another bull market, crashed, went sideways for what felt like forever for people. And then it broke out into a multi-year bull market because of mass adoption, right? This technology started getting truly adopted, and more people were adopting NVIDIA graphics cards and using them even for crypto purposes to mine stuff. And you can see the chart broke out of that pattern of just pumping and dumping and pumping and dumping and started a multi-year bull market. And this is what I truly believe is coming for crypto. Like, I 100% believe this is what's coming. And I know not everybody's going to agree with me. I know a lot of people have married the 4-year cycle theory. And I know a lot of people really have kind of attached to the idea that they can just buy crypto now and then sell in a year and then they're going to be rich because everything went 50x. I think we're going to go for a big bull market, but it's going to be more sustained. And it's not like you're just going to be able to buy and then sell with 30x gains in a single year. It's going to take a little bit longer to really do 50x because we've had this huge accumulation pattern, and it's going to take time for a lot of these coins to go 50x from current price. But because of that, we're moving into more of a longer term. I believe we're headed into a more longer term sustained growth for crypto, which could be multiple years long instead of just a 4-year cycle as a result of this massive accumulation pattern. But a lot of people aren't thinking like that. They're just thinking of, well, we'll just buy the market, we'll just sell it in a year, we're going to get rich, and then we'll run away from crypto, and then we'll be happily ever after kind of a philosophy, right? Well, I think you will be happily ever after, especially if you don't sell right when things break out. Especially if you hold on and let this technology get adopted by the masses and for their charts to really expand and go out into big bull markets, just like what happened here with NVIDIA. So that's what I truly believe is coming for crypto. Might not be the most, accepted idea by a lot of people, just because I've seen crypto pump and then dump and then pump and then dump, and they're just expecting crypto to be just an eternal pump and dump. But this is real technology. Crypto is changing the world. This is a real technology that's getting truly adopted by people with real world use cases. So because of that, what happens, and what I believe is going to happen, is people will continue to adopt the technology. And as that adoption continues, you head into a big bull market because demand doesn't just get cut off super quickly. The reason the market gets thrown around early on is because infrastructure is getting built, technology is getting developed, big institutions are accumulating, all in preparation for mass adoption. That's exactly what happened here on NVIDIA. You can see it in the chart. That's exactly what happened. And as that mass adoption really takes place, there's more of a sustained growth, a bigger bull market, a huge uptrend that comes as a result of that. And the demand doesn't just stop. Because when adoption happens, demand continues to increase. Are less people using the internet than they were 10 years ago? No. More and more and more people are using it because the technology is extremely useful. The technology changed the world. I believe in crypto. I believe crypto is not just this pump and dump that's just here for people to just make money on, even though I do make money on crypto and I believe that you should trade these markets and make money on them. That's not the eternal purpose of crypto. The purpose of crypto, the reason it was created was so that people have control over their money. So that money isn't controlled by central authorities. So that money is back into the hands of the people. Just like information and data, like when the internet came out, everybody had access to all of this information. It wasn't only found in a library. And because of that, I believe crypto will see a huge, huge increase in value over a bigger time period than just a 4-year cycle pump and dump, even though some of these coins will be pump and dumps. There's going to be a lot of coins that stick around, that are here to stay. And by the way, if you look into fiat money, right? So like your your dollars in your wallet or your Canadian dollars in your wallet or whatever fiat currency you have. If you look at the fiat currency, like the entire volume that there is and the market capitalization that there is in fiat money, if even a small portion of that comes into crypto, you're talking about Bitcoin being worth more than $1 million per coin. So the amount of growth, now my personal target for Bitcoin is 250K, right? I really believe for sure we're going to get to that level. But the type of growth that can happen as a technology gets mass adopted, people all around the world, you're not talking about, there's a US economy that has a certain market capitalization of US dollar, but with crypto, this is a global industry. So you're talking about the potential of globally people all around the world adopting this technology just like they did the internet and using it every day for real world uses, like a real world use case. So the market cap of crypto can go way higher than people give it credit for. And people want to compare it to like, oh, well, you know, how could the market cap ever get to $1 trillion in market cap if some of the biggest stocks in the US stock market are only $1 trillion in market cap? Well, that's one single company in one single country. Crypto is cross-border. It's a global revolution. That's what crypto is. It's changing the entire world. And I believe it's going to continue to do that. And as a result of that, the market cap of a lot of these coins that have real world use cases can go super high. And I see it in the charts. I see massive accumulation patterns that can lead up to huge bull markets that are sustained. And I really believe that's what's coming for the crypto markets. Now, not everybody's going to agree with me, but that's really what I see. All right, BCH, please. I covered BCH already. Go watch this live stream a little bit later, or go rewatch it later, and you can watch my BCH analysis, or just rewind for a second and go look for it, and then click back on the live section and come watch live again. But I did cover BCH already. I am bullish, kind of similar to what I'm talking about here with stellar lumens, where it's in a big accumulation pattern and can break out into a big bull market as a result of that accumulation. And like I said, I believe mass adoption's coming for crypto, which is partially why they did these big multi-year accumulation patterns, just like NVIDIA up here, and why they can go into big multi-year bull markets as a result of it. For me personally, I don't believe the 4-year cycle's coming. I don't think that's what's coming. I believe we're headed into mass adoption. I believe we're headed into a sustained growth where crypto gets mass adopted by people. And as a result of that mass adoption, price continues to increase, breaks out of this just pump and dump every 4 years pattern, just like NVIDIA up here on the top. And I believe we're going to go into a multi-year bull market, just like you can see here on NVIDIA, right? As technology gets mass adopted and as a technology becomes used by more people. That's my personal view. All right, let's see here. Okay, Velo. Let's look at Velo here. So, Velo is in a cup and handle pattern right now. You can see that price saw this nice market cycle. We went parabolic. We got overbought, pulled back down here to major support. And now you can see a cup and handle shape forming here on Velo. And I think we will hold the support of this handle and start to turn around. And by the way, I do think Bitcoin dominance will top out soon. So even if Bitcoin pulls back a little bit over the next few days, it's possible that there's a bit of a flip happens where altcoins start to take off and Bitcoin pulls back a little bit. Then they all rise together as Bitcoin dominance tops out. Either way, though, here on Velo, I think we will turn around here soon and start to see this cup and handle kind of structure take place and for us to see more upside on Velo. Do you believe we follow trend like S&P 500 and always go up a little bit, correction, little bit correction only. That's actually what I think is, that is actually what I do think is coming in the market, by the way. So let's go here to the monthly candlesticks. Oh my goodness. It's a good day to be alive, you guys. So the S&P 500, as you can see, we've had some corrections along the way up, but it's a huge bull market for like a long time here. And I do think something similar is coming for crypto, where we see a multi-year bull market and price continues to increase in value over time, and corrections are relatively short-lived. They can be fairly big, but they're bought back up pretty quickly. And I do think something like this is coming for crypto for a lot of different reasons. So yeah, I do believe that that is coming. I think the mass adoption for crypto will be much faster than the internet and cell phones, 5 years or less. So I actually do agree that mass adoption for crypto will be faster, but the time frame is a little bit debatable. It could be 5 years. That's fairly close to what I was thinking. Could happen in 10 years. Because of the internet, the technology can adopt faster because things have more of a viral nature. Things can blow up quicker. Technologies can be adopted faster because everything is shared across the world at a much faster rate. So I do agree with you 100%, and I do believe crypto will be adopted faster than the internet. That is actually a really good point to bring up. Maybe 5-10 years. Who knows exactly how long, but yeah. So, okay. Check Nero Eth. So this is a good coin, by the way. Nero on Ethereum. Nero on Ethereum over here. Let's check this out. So I really like this setup here on Nero. You can see price really broke out into a huge bull market here from this early accumulation. We got added to Binance. We did pull back a little bit here, as you can see, off of this resistance level up here, and we did pull back just a little bit here. So what I think could happen here with Nero now is a bullish continuation pattern. Now we could find support a little bit lower, like price could go just a little bit lower here to this area right here, or this area right here. But what I do think will happen here with Nero is something like this, where we make some type of a continuation pattern, like a triangle or a bit of a bull flag here. We also have kind of a bull flag structure forming here on Nero. So price could go a little bit lower here, especially if Bitcoin pulls back just a little bit before it breaks through resistance. And by the way, if you missed the beginning of the stream, I do think it's possible for Bitcoin to pull back a little bit here in the short term before we break above our old all-time high. Not down below to like 50K, but just a little bit here in the short term before we push up through and break the old all-time high. If Bitcoin does that, you could see one more lower low here on Nero and find support maybe down in this area right here. And I think this bull flag pattern could play out where we break bullish out of it and start to go higher. And there's a lot of reasons for this. One of the reasons is because this coin is on Binance. A lot of people really, really believe in this coin, has a super strong community. It's kind of like buying Dog with Hat, really before Dog with Hat did a huge moon in the market. So yeah, I do think it could pull back a little bit here. It could bottom out right now too, just like Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't have to pull back. It could bottom out and break out, right? Who cares? In the short term, it can be a little bit volatile, right? So in the short term, we could just break out right now. But I think it's more likely Bitcoin pulls back just a little bit further here in the short term. And Nero could too pull back just a little bit shorter here, a little bit more here in the short term, and then break out again and really start to take off. So yeah, that's what I'd be watching here with Nero. Maybe just a little bit of a pullback, but I do think we will see more upside and we will see a breakout on Nero. Can we believe Zcash all-time high breakout? Maybe. It's possible. You know, it's definitely possible for it to happen. On the monthly candlesticks here, if you look at Zcash, we do have a big pullback here on the monthly, but you're starting to see a rounded bottom structure. And there is a lot of volume down here in relation to itself, not necessarily in relation to the rest of the market. It's pretty low on the volume rankings if you go to CoinMarketCap and type in 30-day volume. You're going to see all of the monthly volume rankings. And if you go down here on Zcash to like, let's see, I'm pretty sure Zcash is pretty low on this list. Zcash. Yeah, it's 83, so it's fairly low. I mean, that's better than XMR, you know. It's not bad. Like, that's fairly high volume. But it's not in the top 50 in volume. But in relation to itself, it has pretty good volume. It definitely could break above. Now, the thing is, when you say old all-time high, you have to understand that when this coin got added to Poloniex, because I was around when this coin got added to Poloniex back in 2016 or 2017, this thing was worth like $2,000 per coin, or let's see what it was. Oh my goodness. Where is the top even? Yeah, when this thing first got added to Poloniex, this was worth 2.2 million per coin. And then it just dumped right off the bat. So the old all-time high is technically 2.2 million per coin. So do I think it could go to those levels? Absolutely not. I don't think Zcash is going to go to 2.2 million per coin anytime soon, maybe in 50 years or 1,000 years or whatever. It's possible if it becomes like the one world currency for the whole universe and galaxies and beyond or whatever. then maybe we could get to 2.2 million per coin. But honestly, it's like super unlikely, right? You don't think like that when you're investing. Could we break above $818 per coin this cycle? Yeah, we could. Absolutely. If we head into a mass adoption phase and this coin starts to get adopted in a meaningful way, then it could go above $783 pretty easily. I really think it could. So, you know. But no, probably not to 2.3 million. It's technically its old all-time high. So, all right. Can you look at Brito? I honestly have not checked out the XRP meme coins. I don't know if they're available on Deck Screener to look at. If it's not here, then I didn't look into it enough to be able to yeah. If I knew how to look at it, I might, but I didn't do enough. I haven't looked at those yet, so I don't know exactly how to go look at the chart. Okay, cool. Teddy Bear. Let's do Teddy Bear. Good old Teddy Bear. So this is one of the meme coins on Pulse Chain. And as you can see, we do have 5 waves up in ABC correction. Then we get another little Elliott wave cycle right here. You can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 waves up. Then we get an ABC correction down. Wave A, wave B, and wave C. So we do have a complete Elliott wave cycle right here. I bet it bottoms out somewhere near the 786. Right now we're on the 618, so it could go a little bit lower here and then bottom out. But overall, I think this will kind of do a double bottom pattern and start to turn around. There's pretty good volume on this coin, a big community behind it, and a lot of cult-like followers for this coin. So it definitely could turn around. We see good Elliott wave structure. Yeah, that'd be my view on Teddy Bear. I think I could find support near the 786, start to push up toward these upper resistance levels and potentially break above the 5th wave here. You can see we have perfect Elliott wave cycles, 5 waves up, ABC, 5 waves up, ABC. So yeah, I think we will get a continuation of the bull market on Teddy Bear. Okay, cool. Sweet. Cool. Looks like everybody, I think I covered everybody's coins. I hope so. I think I covered everything everybody wants. So yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in today. We covered a lot. We looked at a lot of different coins. Super excited about crypto. Again, I do think Bitcoin could pull back just a little bit, then break out again. Super excited about the future. And yeah, big things are coming, you guys. Get ready for big things. I believe we're going to make a lot of money this cycle, and I believe this cycle will be bigger in terms of time than the last cycle. So, okay, we'll do one more. Diddy coin? Oh no. Oh no. Not Diddy coin. Not Diddy coin, you guys. Oh no. Let's see here. Oh goodness. This looks really bad. Yeah, this looks really bad. This looks like a total pump and dump. Oh man, I definitely wouldn't buy this. Sometimes I do buy coins that have a big retracement like this. In fact, a lot of times I do. But this one doesn't look very good. It doesn't look like, I mean, this is a bearish wick right here. To see this big wick come up on the top, that shows somebody took a bunch of profit right there. And it really signifies that people were just taking profit. They didn't want to hold on to it. I bet this thing goes a lot lower, to be honest with you. So, yeah, probably not the best coin ever. Oh my goodness. Looks dead to me. Yeah, it does look really dead. Oh, you were joking. Oh man. All right. Good live stream today. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And yeah, thank you guys for taking some time to tune in today's live stream. I love you. I appreciate you. I'll see you guys next week. And as always, stay profitable out there.